If you struggle with DPDR or depersonalization and derealization, you probably struggle with a really common worry of, what if I'm about to lose my mind or lose control in some way and snap and go crazy? And if this is you, please rest assured that that isn't the case. Now, DPDR is extremely unsettling. We can feel disconnected from ourselves, our friends, loved ones, and we can feel disconnected from the world around us. It's a really unsettling experience. It's also massively important to remember that whilst it's scary, it isn't dangerous, and the state of DPDR itself can't harm you. What's happened is that over time, maybe we've been super stressed or anxious, and our brain has maybe thinks that we're in danger or that there's a threat, so it's trying to disconnect ourselves from that potential danger. This is often what leads to the state of DPDR. But it can lead to a lot of different behaviours. One of the biggest ones is probably checking. Checking, do I feel connected to myself right now? How do I feel? Do I feel connected to people around me? Am I feeling emotions that I normally would? Are my thoughts normal in this state? You might find yourself looking in the mirror. Do I look like myself? Does my voice sound like my own? These are all really normal behaviours, and it's understandable why we do them, because there is a desperate need to feel, I guess, normal. And it's often done in an attempt to try and prove that we aren't going crazy and try and gain a sense of control. This is something that I've struggled with personally over the years, and it comes and it goes depending on maybe what's going on for me in my life at that moment, but it's okay. Yes, it's very scary and it's unsettling, but it's not harmful. And once we can kind of realise this, we can then maybe take steps towards leaving it alone. And I think a really important thing for people who do struggle with DPDR to remember is you are aware that something doesn't feel quite right in this moment. You're aware that you're feeling disconnected from yourself and things around you. And that in and of itself is as much assurance that you need that you're not going crazy. People who are crazy just tend to be crazy. They don't ever question or stop and question, oh, I feel weird or I feel off. What if I'm going crazy? Just something to bear in mind as you go forward. Once we recognise DPDR for what it is, a disconnected state, it's not dangerous, we can acknowledge its presence, and then we need to try and practice leaving it alone. Practice being in that state whilst we try and engage with our life and not giving it all of our attention and energy. The more we get involved in it and the more we try and push it away, the more we're going to experience it, as with many anxious symptoms. If we are constantly giving it our attention and focusing on it, trying to get it to go away, it's gonna stick around. So my advice to you is to just leave it alone, and it will pass when it's ready, and it is absolutely safe to turn your back on it until it does.